Right. So, first of all, I'd just like to know why you decided to get the coaching session.
I hit plat. I've sort of been thinking about getting it for a while, but sort of not knowing whether it's actually going to be worth the investment or, if I can't just work it out by myself
Hmm.
and grind and learn along the way. But I did hit plat, and now that I'm sort of starting to take the game more seriously, um, yeah, I just wanted some pointers and, I don't know what I don't know, so
Hmm.
I think it's probably time to get some advice from someone who's, you know, quite good at the game.
Yeah, I think that's generally the best reason. Like, just try to get as far as possible, and then when you feel like you maybe have hit a plateau or something, then just then getting a coaching session is really just gonna help you basically boost your improvement. So I think that's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
very nice. Do you have like any goal? I guess for this season you probably don't have any more goals, but maybe next season, what's your goal rank?
Ideally, I'd love to get to diamond.
Hmm.
I suppose that's probably a typical goal for most. I
Yeah.
don't know, like that's what top 5% or something of players. So I don't know. I've only been playing now for a couple of years. I started playing during COVID, so diamond would be
Hmm.
great. I'm not sure if that's unrealistic, but or how much time that would take and sacrifice that would take. But yeah, that's kind of the goal.
I guess it will definitely depend on where your actual skill level is at the moment.
Mm,
Of course, I
sure.
can't see that
Yeah.
yet, but I think generally diamond is for sure reachable. From like from last season plat to next season diamond is for sure reachable. It's not like a massive difference. I mean, there's definitely some
Yeah.
difference skill wise, and something I already noticed from your stats as well, which we will get into soon. But
Mhm.
yeah, I guess what do you think at the moment your biggest weakness is?
Um, so usually I don't get a bad start. It's generally when we get into mid game, um, that it's hard for me to sort of navigate and make. I think that it's macro decisions. Like
Hmm.
micro, obviously, there's not a whole lot mechanically you can teach me. It comes down to my reaction time and learning how to match
Hmm.
up and that kind of thing. But I think the big thing is decision making and trying to close out the game.
Yeah.
Or and also, playing from behind, of course, which I know is difficult, but it's those macro decisions I think that into the mid game that I can really benefit.
Okay, let me ask you though. Like you said, you usually get into the game well. I think then, like worrying about learning to play from behind, like sure, it is important in general to be able to do that, but the reason jungle echo is kind of easier than echo mid is just that you usually have the control over if you are gonna be like behind in the early game. Like if you make
Yeah.
bad mistakes in the early game, then you're gonna be behind. But if you just know your limits well and whatever, you're gonna be able to get into the game basically 9 out of 10 times at least. I would say. So I think like genuinely investing time into learning how to play from behind. It's not really something you need to think about. It's just gonna happen with like playing a lot of games naturally because sometimes you
Sure.
will be
Yeah.
behind. So I think yeah, the other
Yeah.
thing you
Yeah.
said is
Cool.
like way more important. It's also very apparent from your stats. It's like the closing out games and like in the mid to late game really having the impact there.
Yep.
That seems to be like a big thing for you just from looking at the stats, and also overall like yeah overall impact. I would say just like stats wise, damage wise, and whatever. It seems you're a little bit below average there, even for your rank. But again, we'll talk about that
Uh
in a
huh.
second.
Yeah.
Mm,
Cool.
maybe some like I guess we already said like specific situations mid to late game is where you struggle, or maybe are there other specific situations you maybe know where you're struggling?
Um. So sometimes like I used to make a plan going into a game, which lanes I'd try to prioritize and blah blah blah. But I always found, especially with eh, like high elo, when you expect certain matchups to go a certain way and it's more predictable, I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I've tried doing that, as I've sort of grinded up through from iron. um,
Mm-hmm.
you can't. It comes down to the player. So I've
Yeah.
sort of stopped making plans as I go into the games now and just sort of see how I can get myself ahead,
Mm-hmm.
and what opportunities present themselves rather than sort of playing around a lane. So I
That's
don't know if
good.
that's the wrong thing to do.
No, no, I think that's exactly the right thing to do, especially in your elo, but even in higher elos. Like you can have like predictions, let's say, for how matchups might go,
Yeah,
and you can maybe say, let's say, like start on a certain side of the map because you might predict that certain things will happen. But if they don't happen, just like don't stick too much to your plan. Like plan loosely, I would
yeah,
say. Like just plan loosely, and then maybe base some of your decisions off of that. But in general, everything will just happen in real time, and you'll just have to be able to adapt in real time. That's like I
yeah,
think that you're definitely on the right path there. Like don't because sometimes when I've coached people, it's definitely been the case where seems like they just made a big plan ahead of the game, and if it doesn't go along their plan, basically they're just lost. They don't know what to do.
yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah,
think
yeah,
being able to adapt, especially with Ekko, like in many ways, is a big skill. Like in that way, of course, what you said, but also just in fights. Actually, Ekko is one of those champs where he doesn't have his one combo. That he does. He has.
yeah,
You just need to be able to adapt in the ways you use your abilities, depending on which ones are on cooldown and whatever, and just play around proccing your passive, basically.
yeah.
Okay, I guess last question. Or not. I guess another one is just like, do you have any bad habits that you've noticed in your gameplay, or like common mistakes?
Um, Sometimes I use smite. Even though I'm pathing to an objective, I'll use smite or just dumb shit that
Okay.
I sometimes don't think about.
So like autopiloting,
I'm
I
sure you'll
guess.
see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
hmm I would say that's a
I'm sure
very
there
common
are
thing.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's
Okay.
plenty of others. Not that I do wrong. Yeah. Sometimes if I'm not predicting CC and I don't get my ult off and just stuff like that, stuff that I
hmm
look back on and think, I should have known that Garen was going to silence me, as soon as I went into the fight and I wasn't going to be able to get back out. So I think a bit of forward thinking I might be lacking as
hmm
well.
but do you at least then feel like you learn from those mistakes in the same game? Like let's say the Garen
Yeah.
example, you at least don't do it again because that even is something that some people do. They just keep running into the same people again and again that they know that they will lose to.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I try to learn, but I have died to the same metaphorical Garen more than
hmm
once in a game.
Yeah,
Another
I mean,
thing
it happens,
too,
of course, of course. Like it even happens to me sometimes. You maybe just ego or whatever, or you just feel like maybe
yeah, you're
now
like,
now
I'm
with this
getting this
item
done.
spike, I might be able to do it. But sometimes it's just
Yeah,
like where people, for example, a Garen or whatever, is just a champ you should basically avoid most of the time in most of your games. You should only fight him with your team because it's just a champ that will
yeah,
beat you in a 1v1. So if I see people
yeah.
just
Really, any champs that have like hard CC or silences,
and they're
I've
tanky
really
especially. I think tanky champs are
exactly.
just mostly avoidable for Ekko, or you should just be avoiding them. There's always going to be an ADC on the team basically that you can target. So yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
guess
another one of my habits I have to
yeah.
say is fighting front to back and not. Sometimes I get a bit of FOMO when my team is fighting. And
hmm
instead of sort of letting them soak a bit of damage and me trying to pick off an ADC, I get a bit hasty and rush in through the front line, and that's where I typically get caught. And
Okay, yeah, you should definitely build a
sort of,
habit of just coming in from the sides as Ekko, especially as a jungler,
yeah,
anyways. But like, even as a mid laner, you should just be on the sides, placing Ws, and then jumping over like most of the walls. Like, there's basically always a wall that you can just jump over and place your W over, and
yeah,
those are of course the most powerful ones that are placed from out of vision because
yeah.
they just have way less time to react. Okay, I guess last question
Mhm.
is just really quick: do you use any jungle timer app?
Yeah, I use Blitz.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, just want to make that, or just want to ask that so you can maybe download it if you don't. Okay, I'm gonna share my
Yeah,
screen really
no,
quick and we can look at your OPGG. Tell me when you can see it.
yeah, got it.
Okay, so I guess one thing that's noticeable, your farm is actually pretty solid, I would say, especially in the recent games. It's just
Yeah.
your kills. Like your kills are definitely a little bit below average. Mm.
Mhm.
And it just kind of shows that you might just be too scared. It feels like you're too scared to really use your advantages that you have. And maybe it's just also a lack of knowledge when it comes to your limits. Maybe you sometimes just, or oftentimes probably even don't know what you could go for. Um,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be even more apparent, like in this graph, of course, you can see, right? Like, damage dealt, kills assist, kill participation, everything quite a bit below average for your elo here, and farm is
Yeah,
above
I was
average.
gonna ask
So
you. I was gonna ask you about this. So I always go blue smite. I used to always go green,
hmm,
especially when it gave tenacity. But I go blue now because it helps me clear really quickly. So even if I'm behind or things don't go the way to plan in the early game, I can still get my farm in once I
hmm.
you know finish my jungle item. And I always find like my damage is low, but I feel that my team is just constantly fighting, and
Don't care about your
I'm
team.
that's what I mean. So I'm sometimes just splitting because they might be having a 5v4 or a 4v4 in the middle of the map, and I've taken 2 towers in the meantime.
That's good.
So I sometimes think that might be why my damage is a bit low because I'm just trying to end
It's,
the game instead of running my
that's
head
good. Like
into
that's
another.
generally good, but you just need to find the balance, I guess. Like you can
Yeah,
definitely have
yeah,
more damage and still kill towers and whatever. I would say going at the towers is something you should only be doing as a jungler, at least in the later stages of the game. Like really, let's say after 25 minutes. And before that, you
yeah,
should be
yeah,
very
yeah.
active in just getting yourself ahead with kills and getting your team ahead as well. I guess item
Yeah,
building wise and whatever you're doing fine. I think also just always building Nashus or always building Lichbane is completely fine. Especially in your elo, I would say just stick to one of them, really learn your limits. So
yeah.
no problems here. I guess the only thing I
I
would even
always build
recommend
Nash's
you.
first.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see. Nah, I think
Always.
that's a mistake.
Yeah.
I think that's a mistake. I mean, I don't want like this is not even the most important thing to talk about, anyways, because it's gonna get changed in a couple of days. But
Sure, sure.
um, the rocket belt is really like it enables you so many more kills. I guess that's actually a big thing I didn't see. Because that will for sure make you miss out on a bunch of kills if you never go rocket belt first. There's so many games where you really need the extra range, and I would say Natural's first is only good if anything if you're really fed already. Because then you can use it to and like
Yeah.
tank people. But yeah, I think always going at first is a pretty big
Yeah.
mistake, and I would definitely recommend you to go natural rocket belt in the game that we play now.
Yeah.
But
I find that it helps me clear faster and get
yeah,
to
yeah,
fight
but like
faster.
clearing is not it's not like everything. Like clearing is really not
Mhm.
everything. And the most important, and like actually the biggest thing you need to take away from this is that you need to understand
Yeah.
that you don't care about your clear speed at 10 minutes. You know, like
Yeah.
you don't care about getting a few extra seconds in at 10 minutes because after you completed some items, if you snowballed well, you will literally one tap camps. Like you're
So
farming.
should be playing for kills? Is that what you're sort of
No,
saying? Like
you need to find
prioritize
a
kills
balance. You need
over.
to find a balance, but
Yeah.
you like right now it seems like your balance is very much tipped into the favor of farming, and farming is just like
Yeah.
farming is the consistency which you can't ignore, you shouldn't ignore, but you
Yeah.
can also not like you won't have consistently high impact if you just farm. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And if you have like good pathing, efficient pathing, you will find like you will find that you can just full clear and then there will be opportunities. Like there will basically always be opportunities. So yeah, I think going for this kind of high clear speed stuff is really not worth. Also don't overrate. Like yeah, Nashers for sure increases the clear speed a bit more, but like not that much more. Like really not that much more. It's only gonna be a
Mm.
couple of seconds, and these couple of seconds, if you not look at your gameplay, you will probably waste like 45 seconds to a minute or something in the early game alone just by making mistakes, or like making
Yeah.
inefficiencies.
Like one death. Yeah. Yeah. True.
So
Yeah.
like these kind of farming efficiencies and whatever they don't matter and people overrate them a lot. And then also another thing I was about to say with the smite, like I personally think red smite is the strongest one at the moment.
Oh
Like
yeah.
blue smite is fine. I see Ekko the Nico goes for it as well and whatever, but I think red smite has the highest win rate and it just feels very good. Like red smite allows you to 1v1 a lot of these champions like Yon and whatever, like that are kind of good 1v1 champs. Like, you still need to be in a
Okay.
good position to 1v1 them, but still.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, and then also, yeah, rune wise, I think, especially if you go for naturals always, I think you should actually go double adaptive. It might seem counterintuitive, but since you already have enough attack speed with the naturals, it's really nice, especially for the early burst. If you go for this setup, I've noticed, like, I've played with this myself recently again. If you have the double adaptive, you really do have quite a lot of burst in the early game. It definitely helps you secure a lot of kills. And in the early game, you don't need to auto attack too much. You just want to proc your Like you just want to play with your passive procs basically, so the
Do you
attack speed
think?
doesn't even matter.
I kind of feel that, and this might be completely in my own head, that running Nashes and the attack speed helps me proc that passive faster. So you're in and out, taking less damage, procking it faster, so the enemy has less opportunity to get away. I know that it's minor, but to get that third proc, that third um, ability or attack, basic attack off, is faster. Or
I
do you think it's
mean,
just nonsense?
it's like faster if you don't use the rocket belt combo, I guess. But if you use the rocket belt combo where you use
Oh, but
the
I mean early, yeah.
okay,
Oh well,
yeah,
yeah,
like
true. If I've got the rocket belt, then I can force the
yeah,
auto attack reset.
yeah. I mean, it seems like rocket belt is just not an item you value nearly enough. I mean, just by the fact that you
Uh,
don't even build it first.
like I do. Lately, I have felt that just having the Nashes alone, I just can't. Obviously closing that gap is harder. Like being able to throw your W from outside of vision and
Yeah,
make up that ground is super easy with rocket belt.
yeah.
Um,
That's why
but
it's so
yeah, no,
good.
I've been for yeah. And aren't they removing the active from that next patch?
No. They're only changing the stats quite a bit, so it's not nearly as offensive anymore. But
Okay.
the active, the only thing they will remove from it is the movement speed, which definitely hurts a little bit in some scenarios. But the important thing is still
Oh,
gonna be
right.
the dash,
Took it the first.
and it's
Yeah,
also gonna
that's
be
true.
quite a bit cheaper. I think it's like 2.5k next patch, so I think
Okay,
it
nice.
might still be a solid item for Ekko. Just I don't know, way less offensive stats, more health and stuff. And then I guess one other thing I also like to take nowadays is Relentless Hunter.
Mhm.
Especially for me, like the thing with Treasure Hunter you need to think about is you want to have it as early as possible for it to really have a good impact, you know? Like in the later stages of the
Yeah.
game, you're gonna generate a bit more gold than in the early game. And Relentless Hunter is just like the best scaling rune out of all of them. Out of combat movement
I
speed is
guess
basically your
making
blue smite, you know?
blue.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
basically
exactly.
why
Making
I
blue.
take red smite as well, and why I think you need some kind of extra movement speed from your runes or whatever or items with Ekko for sure.
Yeah.
And I think Relentless Hunter just does that for you, and it basically allows you to go for red smite. So I
Yeah,
really
true. Yeah,
have liked
cool.
playing.
Okay.
And also another thing, like what I was about to say is just that you don't care so much if you get all the stacks early or not. You know, like you're very fine with getting your last stack at like
Yeah.
20 minutes, and it won't really matter the same as it would with the Treasure Hunter. With Treasure Hunter, it always feels kind of bad when you get your last stacks kind of late. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, with this setup, you definitely need to be aware that you don't have futures market or anything. So if you play like an inefficient early game, it's gonna feel or it can feel quite bad, you know. But sometimes the runes can even carry you on your own. Like they do give you quite a bunch of stats. So yeah, I guess let's go
Mm.
into your League of Graphs as
I
well.
did try. Sure. I did see you running just recently. Um, but you back to futures market, and
I tried
I
all
did
kinds of
try it.
stuff.
Yeah, I did try it again. It just didn't. I think maybe just because I've been playing these runes now for the last few months, I'm just used to it.
I mean, let me show you the games I played recently. I played them all with. I switched with like Hail of Blades and Electrocute, but I feel like yeah, actually I lost quite a bunch of Hail of Blades games. But
I
yeah,
did
the
try Halo
Electrocute feels
Blades
good.
once. Yeah,
They both
and I
feel
won the Halo
fine.
Blades game that I played, but I didn't.
For
Yeah,
example,
it
here
wasn't
I thought it
cool.
might be good in this game, but it's not good in this game. Like I learned that because
Uh-huh.
against Kindred, for example, you will get out DPS if you want to go for these auto attacks. So you would rather have Electrocute, and kind of the same with Olaf. So for example, in
Yeah,
this game,
just
I
get in
definitely
and
learned.
out.
And then here in this game as well, actually, like against Talon, you would rather have Electrocute than Hail of Blades because you can't even auto attack him because he's gonna ult, you know, and he's gonna be invis.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah,
But for example, this game it felt quite good. Like against Nidalee, like these kind of champs, they couldn't do that much. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but it definitely like this setup, it has felt very consistent, and it's also allowed me to win a lot of early games already. So yeah, I can definitely recommend it. I guess let's look at your League of Graphs. As I said already, like this is a
Yeah.
big sign, I guess, for your gameplay. It shows that you're probably just too passive, too scared. Don't take
Mhm.
nearly as much opportunities as you could, and then
Mhm.
just focus on farming a little bit too much. I mean, these farm numbers are not even that high, but what you need to
Mm.
understand is that if you have a lot of gold from kills, you will clear the camps very quickly, very early, so that automatically will inflate your farm numbers, and it's just a like exponential curve basically, you know. Like you're gonna be able to exponentially generate more gold more easily by just doing everything a bit more basically. Um, Duels win rate I would say very average for like people I coach, but it can definitely be higher, you know. It just like, just think about the fact that you lose 4 out of 10 duels that you pick. So that's not great. Like that's not awful, but it's not great. You know, you could
I
just
feel like a lot of those are early game getting invaded by Kazakhs or stupid Master Yi or something. But yeah,
but
feels.
nah, that's definitely not a lot of them. Like that's some, but like I can guarantee you it doesn't happen enough for it to really change this. Like because duels, there's a lot of duels happening in every game. You know, it's really
Yeah,
not
yeah.
those invades, but yeah, like that's definitely something to just look out for, to just like maybe keep track of and see if you can improve it. And then
Yeah.
like yeah, this for example, kill participation just seems like after
That's
20
usually when I'm
minutes.
just splitting. I'm just like take down
Yeah, I
towers
think
now
that's
that I've
too
got
early. That's too
roughly
early.
death cap.
20,
Yeah.
20 minutes is too early for you to start splitting as a jungler. Like it really is. You should really, as I said, 25 minutes at the earliest, and then 30. Like your laners still need to do something, right? Like they you're basically taking away
Yeah.
the laner's job with that. So it's like really let them do their job. Yeah, they might not do it because you're playing in platinum, and even in master, people don't do it oftentimes. Like they might just not clear the waves. But still, like you have
Yeah.
your jungle to clear, you know, and then by clearing the jungle, you will get into positions where you can impact lanes way better than if you like. Just think of the fact if the enemy jungle constantly shows in a certain lane, you know, it just gives a lot of security to everyone. You don't want to give the enemies that kind of security. It's a big mistake. Because then they will
Yeah.
just know that they can do whatever they want because you're just showing on, let's say, top lane the whole time. You know, and then also just think like, what's your top laner gonna do? He's gonna group up with your mid laner or whatever. No, then they're sharing XP, and nobody can clear your jungle except for you. So that's definitely a big thing,
It's
and you can
usually when
see.
they're team fighting down mid lane and I'm just taking 2 towers
Yeah, but
while,
maybe if you're in a good position, then you should rather just make sure that your team wins the team fight. You know.
Yeah, okay.
So like yeah,
Alright,
it's
cool.
always contextual, I guess. Sometimes you might also want to just split push if you feel like your team's just gonna lose and you're not gonna be able to make the difference. But most of the times when you can make the difference, you should just be there and make that difference. And you can also see in this graph very specifically, like if you say after 20 minutes you go splitting, do you think it's worth? Like it goes down after that. It should just be a graph that's going up the whole time. And it seems like what you said basically, you are man, sorry. You are good at like creating those gold advantages, but you just
Yeah.
don't use them after 20 minutes anymore. Like you don't use them enough, I guess. And
Yeah,
then
I think as you're saying that, I'm sort of thinking I try to not I try to get picks, but the when I start falling
not
off,
actively
dying
enough.
in the late game, um, yeah, is when I'm like, all right, let's just try to close this out. But all right, cool. Yeah, noted. I'll try not to split
Yeah,
till after sort of 25 minutes and see how that goes.
yeah, I just want to see something really quick. Right. Okay. See, like this one is another one. You're just slowing down your third item completion so much by doing this, you know? Really, if you are in these good positions, it's gonna be so easy to get kills for you. You should just you should just take advantage of that. And also getting kills, of course, is not only getting you further ahead, it's also putting other people further behind, you know?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
won't be able to generate gold when they're on the map, and that's also a very important thing for winning games, you know? So it seems like this kind of mindset you really need to adopt, you know, where you just
Okay.
have more impact with the gold that you have. Like, yeah, this stat is good. You know, I like it. I think it's something I personally underrated for a long time. Like killing turrets, it's very important for winning games. It is, but you should not focus on that too early. You know, and especially because early your damage to towers is not even that great. You know, in the late game you can just
Yeah,
push them
no,
down in a few
definitely.
seconds.
I
Yeah,
typically not touching towers until I've got my death cap, but yeah, it's
really.
yeah,
Okay,
okay.
but
I
that's
think
not
it's
like
sort
you
of
don't
coming
have.
back.
But you don't have your death cap at at 20 minutes most of the time. So that
Yeah.
kind of
Mm,
disagrees with this graph, I guess. We'll have to see how it actually is in
Yeah,
reality. I think these stats are all definitely good. Like there's nothing to worry about here. It's really like I can already tell just from these stats you need to have more impact by fighting more when you're in good positions. And this one actually I was very impressed by. I guess it definitely seems that you communicate with your team, which is very good, and which is something a lot of
yeah.
people in your elo
Usually
underrate.
because they're tilting me, and I'm like, just fucking.
Actually, another thing, like another like literal LP hack that I found is just like disable chat. No joke, just disable chat.
Yeah,
Not even
yep.
because of toxicity. Like some people, and myself
Stupid
included, for a long
calls.
time, have thought about like disabling chat as being mentally weak because you can't handle the toxicity. But it's not even about that. It's
Mm.
just like every single message that you read in your chat influences you in some way that is negative. Basically, like no joke, every single
Yeah.
message, unless it's like GG
Yes.
or well done. Yeah.
So often I'll get tilted and I'll just mute all, like pings and everything, and then within 10 minutes we're back in the game again. So I'll mute because
Yeah.
we're way behind, they're tilting, talking shit. Then I'll mute all, and within 10 or 15 minutes we're back in the game, and I realize that I've muted all, and I'll unmute just to see what shit's been spoken still. Um, but yeah, I agree.
It's
Like,
not worth. Like trust me, it's not worth. I
nah,
guess you can
nah,
go in
I
game.
agree.
So like share your screen and go in
I'll
game.
queue up.
Yeah. Nah, but like no joke. Ever since I've disabled chat, I think I've had like 90% win rate or something. It makes such a difference because you just need to play your own game, and no matter what message is typed, it will probably influence you in a way that where you're not playing your own game and you're not fully focused anymore. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
not even just flame. It's really not even just flame. It's just any kind of call that your team makes or whatever. It's gonna influence you in a way where it's just probably not positive. Like it's very rarely positive. So
Mhm.
I think really just disable chat. Honestly, it's a genuine LP hack in my opinion. So it's one that I've heard of so many times. Like I've heard Midbeast talk about playing without chat for multiple seasons now, and I've never really taken it seriously. But I think it's like genuinely a big one. It's under interface, I think. Just change it to like
Or is it
yeah
allied?
yeah. There was change chat visibility to just pre-made. Yeah, pre-made only.
Yeah.
It's really a big
Do you
one.
still do the Raptors clear? We just full clear now.
I've switched over to full clearing. I actually tried Raptor's Path a couple of times again recently, but I didn't like it. I don't know. I think you should just full clear, especially with your
Yeah.
playstyle. I don't know. Like I think I saw in your OPGG you had the Dark Seal alone, so that indicates that you probably do the Raptor's Path. But
Yeah, so it depends. It's pretty often I'm able to make a level 3 gank work.
mm-hmm,
And I've also found that I can be at the scuttle with Dark Seal right on spawn if I'm quick enough with my clear, if I don't gank.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but
So
I don't know.
if I clear,
The problem with the
yeah.
Raptor's Path is that it kind of sets you up for later level 6 and stuff. Just with how the camps are gonna respawn. I don't. I never really understood why, but I've noticed
Sometimes,
that on accounts where I only have done the Raptor's Path, it shows that I have like a very late level 6. And I don't know.
okay.
I also just my farming in general has just been more chaotic, I guess, with it. I don't like it anymore.
Mm,
Like, I think the reason why people like Ekko and Nico and whatever they still do it is because they have a very clear plan, you know. But he's a 1000 LP challenger player, you know. He's just better at us, than us at reading the game.
yeah.
So I think for us like and even very good players they still full clear. So it's not like a thing where
Yeah.
you
Like
need
I
to
watch a
feel
lot
like
of Argurun.
yeah yeah
And
he
I
full
do like
clears.
it, but I do find that the unpredictable, being unpredictable and not just doing a full clear can really throw people. And if I can get to scuttle of like pretty much on spawn with the dark seal and level 4, then I've sort of got a bit of an advantage on anyone that I meet down there, if you know what I mean.
Okay, but like let me tell you first of all, unpredictability I think has its like merit I guess, but not in your elo. Like not trying to gatekeep, but
Yeah,
in your elo people don't expect what they should be expecting. So just like by
yeah,
playing a normal game, they and like no joke, even when I play in master elo or whatever, it's like I sometimes you just go for these ganks where you feel like the enemy should be predicting it 100% and they just don't, you know. And you just run at them at a very normal timing and you get kills. And in your elo, it's gonna be possible so much, you know. Like I think just try to full clear. go for ganks at very, very normal timings, play a consistent game, and you're gonna win a lot of games.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see how you handle the Kazakhs matchup. I think it's actually fine nowadays. He's not overbuffed anymore or something, so can definitely play with it. I guess change your runes a little bit, the way I told you. I
Oh yeah. Do you
guess,
reckon that's
yeah,
it?
double adaptive, and then this, yeah. Yeah, I think this. Could even go Hail of Blades here, but I think
Ooh.
Electrocute is fine. Just play
Yeah, I don't
Electrocute.
want to be playing. I did get absolutely molested by a Kazakh earlier today.
Okay.
He played really well.
Okay.
He played really well. I did actually really well. I lost my full top side early. Um, and we actually ended up losing due to
I
mid
think that this
top.
kind of stuff should
But
basically never happen, though. With like losing your whole
yeah,
side and
yeah,
whatever. It only happens because you made some kind of mistakes. Like unless the whole enemy team is invading you or something, but that usually is not the case. Usually people just give up stuff they don't need to give up. If you're level 3 with Ekko, you should not ever die to a Kha'Zix that's randomly
Oh
invading
no,
you
no,
on
no,
his
it was
own.
level 1. So
Okay.
yeah, he invaded and started on my red while I was doing Raptors,
Mm.
and
Okay.
then he met me at Raptors and pretty much forced me out. My Vex, my mid lane refused to rotate, and I was pushed out into my bot jungle. But
Mm.
no, no, it's
Nah,
good.
but like the thing you could do then is just like go to his Raptors, for example.
Yeah,
He's not gonna
yeah,
be
yeah,
there,
yeah.
Like you, that's the kind of awareness. I also sometimes don't have it when I'm not focused, but like if I am focused and I just really have a good read on the game, I just go to their Raptors and we basically just trade sides, and you're not even behind. It's just completely fine.
Yes, I think sometimes I don't think of that in the game either. I'll
Yeah,
go
it's
my
fine. Like when
bot
I
and
was
then
plat, I
see
never
these
thought of
guys.
that kind of stuff as well. But that's why you
Mm,
have these coaching sessions, for example, so I could just tell you this
exactly.
kind of stuff. But that's even more like
Yeah.
that's more niche stuff, anyways. I think it doesn't happen in most games. Most of the time, you should just be warning, anyways, to just spot these invades if you can,
Mhm.
like expect them. But I wouldn't even like Kha'Zix is not a champ I usually find invades. Honestly, like he's not that great of a level 1 champ, to be honest. So, like in this game, for example, I don't think the enemies can ever invade you early, especially with the Riven and whatever. Like a Riven will definitely beat them. So just, I don't even know if you should start bot or top here, honestly. Okay, ward.
Yeah. Well, we're red, right? We're red side.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I think you should actually. Yeah, also go red smite here.
Should I
Red
try
smite.
red? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so put a ward, and don't put it instantly, but put a ward next to the raptor. Yeah, there exactly, yeah. But don't put it instantly. Like, put it at
Yeah.
50 seconds and then go to your blue
Yeah,
and
yeah.
clear up. I think you should be playing with the Riven. She
You
has
reckon
Ignite.
clear up? Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Is it worth? Yeah, she's gonna push early, so it's not worth me doing the
You
Raptors
see,
split
like,
now, right?
don't assume that she's gonna push early. Like, why would you assume that she's gonna push early? Do you know how this guy's gonna play? I don't. Like, I never make these kind of predictions. Who's gonna push and
Yeah.
whatever. And the lower the elo, like this guy's actually invading. Just kill him. He's gonna have to flash. Oh, okay. Well, if the Riven had CC'd him.
He started E, right?
Uh,
He's now
yeah.
starting
He
on E.
started E. That's actually quite bad for him. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just place a ward here, like somewhere. Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, just let your
Oh
team bully
shit.
him. Now he's gonna actually have to flash. That's really good.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
he's
He
even gonna
splashed.
die.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not gonna die. Close though. That's fine. That's really good. Like, I just want you to play a normal game now. I don't want you to like. You could maybe look to invade his Raptors or something, but probably not even. Like the team might be covering.
Uh,
So yeah, and I'll also
yeah, I'm
mostly
gonna
stay
be.
quiet and let you play your own game as well, and just take notes so we can go over them
Yeah.
afterwards. But yeah,
If I'm
just
doing
pull
anything
clear this
really
game.
stupid, let me know.
Yeah. I mean, I will
Because I
still talk
do.
sometimes, but just like mostly, I'd want you to make the mistakes you would normally make in this kind of stuff. So I'm not gonna give you too much active advice. Like, and also, I just don't want to influence you, anyways. I just need you to make your mistakes, as I said.
I'm actually not thinking very clearly. I'm gonna have to admit being on the call.
Okay, just try, I guess. Just try to think clearly.
Oh, no fucking way.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you one thing. You're just basically playing with a blindfold right now. You have not looked at
What?
a single lane a single time, you know?
Yeah, I'm just thinking if I'm gonna full clear anyway.
No, but that's not full clearing. That's not the point of full clearing. We will go about this like afterwards. I'm sure it's gonna actually help you a lot. But yeah, like
Okay.
you need to look at lanes. You still need to look at lanes. You need to get info. Getting kills is always more gold than getting your jungle camps, and you will get your jungle camps afterwards anyways. That's the big thing, you know. Like, your jungle camps are not going to be gone just because you went for a gank. You'll just get them a little bit later.
I'm just gonna back, yeah.
Mm.
No.
Definitely next time get the Amtom and Dark Seal instead of Blasting Wand. You always want that
Yeah,
Dark
so usually
Seal.
I do my Raptors. Yeah. Usually when I do the Raptors, it's automatic.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Just get into the habit of buying that if you don't get any kills. Like in a good game, you manage to just get a Dark Seal plus Blasting Wand, but it's not always available, of course.
This is not nothing I can do here, right?
I don't know.
Nothing to do here. Should I invade now that she's got prior and she's pushing, or are we gonna expect Ornn to come back?
I think there's no reason to expect that the jungle will be up. So, not a good time to invade, I
Actually,
don't
okay.
think. If anything, you could have hovered the ribbon there, I guess. But like there, like invading, I don't think you should do that. It's a very random timing, and he might have just done the same as you, where he just full cleared. So yeah, I would not have expected the camps to necessarily be up there.
Oh, no. He's going for this scuttle. We've got no prio. It's kind of like a
Scuttle
give
is not up. The
situation.
scuttle is not up.
No,
It's coming up on top. So.
I have no idea where the Kha'Zix is now. Oh,
Oh,
there he
he
is.
must have invaded your blue.
Yeah.
Oh.
There he is. No.
They fucked them up.
Nah. Slower attack speed and cancelling orders.
I can already tell you it's gonna be a great game to learn from for you. For sure.
I'm thinking Herald.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to influence you in your decisions.
Yeah, I'm going Herald if he's a drag. He's got vision.
Okay, you okay, like just for the future, just ult, you know, just ult. Just ult him if you
Yeah, I was just
can hit
waiting
it for
for him.
free. Now, like if you there were like literally 5 seconds in that fight where you could have hit him completely for free, just use that, you know. Ekko ult is very difficult to hit. Just when you get an opportunity like that in a fight like that where it's just on one and you're not really at a risk of dying, just get that hit in, you know,
Yeah, true.
before anyone
I
is.
always wait to try to proc that. Yeah, okay.
Nah, it definitely could. Like you would have never died there, and you would have just killed him instantly.
Mm-hmm.
You will see in the replay. There's a very long period where you could have just done it, especially after the Ori ult. I thought you would actually do it.
Yeah, my brain's moving about snail's pace at the moment.
No worries.
Now that you said that I clear too much, I'm like really conscious that all I'm fucking doing this game is clearing.
Yeah, and I mean, oh, you can kill this guy. Oh. Definitely didn't need to flash there, and you still had smite as well. I guess I influenced you a little bit with that, but I think a big reason for that is just the fact that you're not looking at lanes, you know? You don't even see if there's any opportunities to gank.
I literally just didn't even see that Kha'Zix just then. Like my
No,
brain's
I
not.
think he just jumped
That's
over
right,
actually,
whatever.
so that's why. He wasn't in the brush, I
Didn't
also
even
didn't
see
see
him
him.
land.
He also might have ulted, so maybe that's why as well.
Yeah, actually that might be why, yeah. There's nothing to do here. I do
Um,
have ult. We could see if I was like super confident and
okay,
you weren't here, I most likely would try. I don't want to sell. I'm gonna sell
I
this for an
thought,
amp. I'm gonna sell for my boots.
yeah, I think
Early
that's the
boots
best
are
thing to
spending
do
money.
here. Generally, of course, you want to get the the rocket belt before boots, but this was kind of an awkward scenario, I guess, gold-wise.
Yeah.
I've
Alright,
also done this
switch on.
every now and then.
Yeah, usually I'll avoid it, but yeah, like you say, I just prefer to spin the gold. Okay, so I need to be looking at these lanes more. I can come here. There's a pink. Fuck, man. Oh, not ulting.
Need to place Herald.
Yeah, I need to just use it.
Especially because also plates are gone in a second.
Mm. They're gonna go for drag. Yeah. We can dive this guy, right? 15 minutes and haven't even used my ult yet. Fuck, man. Now Kazis is gonna be here, so I can't even do Herald. Yeah.
Yep. Do you
Because
know that you
yes.
can like use smite on enemies? Because you've not done it a single time this game.
Yeah, I didn't realize I had 2 up then.
No, but it cost
And then
you
the
actually
blast
a bunch
went
of kills
over.
already.
Yeah. I used to, but now it just does like 40 damage, right?
It still slows. That's like the big thing that actually you needed a bunch of times already.
Shit, I had my fucking rocket belt ages ago. So I'd like to get this, but it's dumb, right?
No.
I know you don't like the recurve bow, but I need my attack speed at the moment because it's just throwing me off,
It's
and like I'm
fine.
not playing well because I'm.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
What a slow game, 17 minutes.
I mean, it's definitely also up to you to set the pace of the game.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better now. I can dodge this, right, if I don't shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go now that we've got a bit of... Others can't do much. I got out in 17 seconds. Fuck. Sorry, Ribbon. We're out, yep. Fuck, I'm playing so bad. Ah,
You're definitely
playing
playing
heroic.
very scared. I mean, it's kind of what we saw from the stats already.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not never playing like this. My brain's just not working.
Yeah. I mean, your stats tell a different story, but no, I think it might just be also because I mean you haven't played the game for too long. I guess there's players that have played for many more
No,
years,
no,
of
I have.
course.
Oh, you mean for actual?
I mean, you have played, of course, for some time, but yeah, it's
Oh,
just
that's
like
not
your
true.
limits, your knowledge of limits seems to be like it could definitely improve and it would help you a lot, you know. I mean, the only way you really
Yeah,
improve that
yeah.
is by playing the game more, but it's like maybe you need to put in more active brain power into really trying to learn. Definitely buy the sweeper here. I already wrote it down like a couple of minutes ago, but really need that. I think you should get it at around 10 minutes or whatever. Like usually not even 10 minutes. Like usually your first base or first or second base, you should get it. Also get a
Fuck,
control word now. You have gold for control word.
man.
As I said, this is a great game to learn from. Really, there's so many things.
Mhm. There you go. There's your smite for you.
I saw it. I saw it. Now you will see in the replay. There's some situations at like 10 minutes or something where you had your upgraded smite and you could have used it and you probably would have gotten a kill just with the slow.
Yeah.
You know what the last two notes were that I wrote down? Is like, don't be scared. You were
Yeah.
scared again. Like, why were you scared of the Kazakhs? You're two levels up, and Riven was around, and you postured in a way like you stepped back basically as if he would do something to you.
Yeah. See, right now, this is when I'm splitting, you know?
I
So
think
should I not be doing
yeah,
this?
you should be pushing this and then go to your team or something. You know, like this is
Yeah.
the extent to which you should be splitting right now. You can't get the tower anyways. The Yasuo will beat you. So just look if you can maybe like first of all look mid anyways. Like see if they're maybe low. If if you can dive them. And like Soraka, for example, you can just one shot at this point, especially with your team around. I mean, just wait, like be patient here. Wait for them to shove in the wave.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Uh-oh.
no, it's fine. Like sometimes, but this is completely fine.
Oh my god, my brain!
A little bit overcommitted.
Yeah, I could have flashed and finished her, but my
I
brain
could
didn't
have
think
also
fast
just
enough
used
to
the
do that.
rocket belt differently here. I guess that's
Yes,
something you could definitely also practice mechanics wise, just the rocket belt reset and stuff, and really using that in fights.
yeah.
Again, like
So
this
you
kind
would
of
have,
stuff,
instead of using the rocket.
I mean, you were already in range from the Soraka anyways, so you could have just used
Yeah, yeah.
Smite to slow her, maybe then E onto her. You probably would have even followed her flash and then Q rocket belt proc passive, and she's just dead. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But this kind of stuff again, like I also probably didn't do that when I was your elo, so it's just like, of course, there's stuff you can improve, but it's not something I would expect of you. I'm just pointing it out
Yeah.
so as like things to improve on, of course.
Yeah, the shittest thing is that I generally am pretty decent at it.
Yeah, like but don't like don't feel like you need like don't be discouraged or whatever just because you don't do some of these things.
Yeah.
This is also not the stuff that's losing you games. It's really not. I'm always saying this, like, I don't know if you know Drew Toot, but he's like a challenger US player, and he reached like challenger with Ekko without doing any of these combos. He just did it by playing around his damage well and stuff. It was really not
Oh,
the
see you
important
later, bud.
stuff.
Like right now, I probably should have saved that for the dragon.
Hmm. I don't know. I think Kazakhs can't really do anything anyways, probably. Riven was zoning him. Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, you definitely didn't have to smite the red, I guess, so
Mm.
for sure a small mistake. But not one that got punished.
Well, I kind of want to chill here and just support Riven because I know that someone's gonna come, and they're all bot actually. Okay, okay. Like they're going all in. Yeah, we should herald, yeah. Baron. I have so much gold. There's no fruit. Uh-huh. Fuck, I needed like 100 gold.
Where are the 100 gold though? Like,
Hey,
don't you see them?
you mean I should clear?
Yeah, just like I literally wrote down because you said I have so much gold when you had like 1.9k, but I wrote down at this point in game you just want to have a 2.5k base basically every single time if you can.
Yeah, yeah,
And you had so many,
yeah.
like you had an easy opportunity. You literally had to go over the wall and clear like the two camps that were coming
Yeah,
up.
I know. And I've been
Because
doing that
now
lately,
you
like,
just have 60 less AP than you could have basically,
yeah.
and you don't
Nothing
want
for
to
like
go
two
base. Like
seconds.
you really don't want to go base now after like it would just have like give you an awkward timing.
Yeah. Oh, really? So right now I'm thinking about basing.
I mean, you're just
Should
gonna
I not?
waste a bunch of time for the Nash. And like the 60 AP, I don't think are worth.
Yeah,
Like you need to put on pressure on the map now.
yeah.
It is the kind of mistake I also have done for a long time, like basing now, but it definitely loses you a lot of tempo. And it's not like you can't play the game right now. You can still do stuff.
We should now. Oh, should we not?
At this point,
Should
definitely
we
try to just get your
push?
Rabadons. You're very close to it. It's a massive power
Yeah.
spike.
Yeah.
For that, you definitely want to recall if you can. Like if you can't here because you might have to fight Drake, then you don't. But
What's this
I guess
Lulu
you
doing?
probably can't. Like I'm gonna give you the advice here. You probably can't contest because your Riven died and your Lulu's about to die as well.
I don't want to go up there, man. Collapsing on me.
I guess Riven's up again.
I'm gonna die here, am I?
No, you're Ekko. You know, you're fast. Like you need to. Yeah, we'll see in
Yeah.
the replay. Like, there's so much more you can do. Like, there's just so much more you can do if you just realize how fast you will be with your passive, you know? And if just look at the enemies, like, what can they ever do? They literally
Nothing.
can't do shit when you just proc your passive. You'll just run every single time, unless you get hit by Jin W or whatever, but that's like very easy to dodge with a lot of movement speed.
Yeah.
And look at your damage. Look at your damage. Just keep going.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. This is the strangest game. Should push button. Oh.
You just need a better awareness, you know? Like, you just need to understand that you can't fight Yasu like this. And I mean, now you just need to learn from this kind of stuff, you know? You just need to know
Yeah.
for next time in this game anyways, but even for the future, just understand that you just cannot fight Yasu like this. You need to fight him in bursts. He will always out DPS you, and you saw that. Like, he literally
Yeah.
killed you in 2 seconds or something with his auto attacks there. So always get out of his range and just play with your passive procs. He will get in like 1 auto attack, maybe 1 Q, but that won't kill you. And if you play with your W, you can tank it anyways. You're very
Think
lucky
about
in this
putting Void.
game. Let's see, like, can I press tab?
It's only the Ornn really that has
Nah,
any magic resist.
not even the Ornn
No?
has magic resist. Like, genuinely, not even him.
He's just sort of generally tanky.
I would personally
Yeah,
just
no.
go for a Lich Bane here, or if you want defensive stats, go for a
Yeah,
Zonias.
yeah.
But like, I personally would just go Lich Bane. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of playing games with both Lich Bane and Nashor's if you can.
Bane and Nash's. You are or aren't?
I'm a big fan. I like it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
very
yeah.
fun.
I don't have any wards. You chunked me, man.
And what did your E and Rocket Belt await achieve then after he chunked you?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I don't have rocket belt.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alright, good one. No. I do have ult. I don't have rocket belt yet. Fuck. Can they see me? Yeah, so right now I should be going for the back line. I'm getting stuck in this bullshit.
Yeah, and why are you not able to do that though? Because you're like in the lane, you know. You need to be on the
Positioning in
sides.
the front.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to
I'm
be on
positioning
the
with my
sides.
team.
Just go from below or somewhere. I think you lost the game here probably, unless the Riven does some hero play. Or unless they don't know that they can end. Oh, or the Yasuo does this. Maybe.
Yeah, fuck.
Let's see what the Riven can do.
Get 4 seconds,
She
7
has ult.
seconds. She's inting.
No, I think she needs to do that. Just to keep them from
Okay,
ending.
okay.
I mean, they didn't end yet, at least. Oh, maybe you can get something of this. She's also too scared. All she had to do was auto attack. Man.
No, no. I think.
Orianna is TPing. Orianna is TPing.
Yeah, could have got way more from that, right?
Yeah.
I still have ult. Where are they though? They're gonna go. But I do have smite. Kha'Zix is still up. Where is Kha'Zix? Ah,
Wow.
fuck off Kha'Zix. Yasu's it. Fuck! No, man, I'm playing like shit. This isn't a good game to review because this is not how you
It's
should review.
a perfect game for review because it's not about you impressing anyone or whatever. It's about learning, and like there's so many things to learn from in this game. And I'm sure that like you might think you don't do some of these mistakes in other games, but I'm more than certain you do. Like there's so many things that might not even seem like mistakes to you that are mistakes, you know.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay.
And it's anyway, like it's a very long game, so there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Okay,
Yeah.
let me share my screen. It's okay. Okay, so overall notes, I guess I have. It's just like I have a bunch of overall notes. I think one of the biggest ones is just like you're playing so scared. There's so many situations where you either react very scared or you just don't do something because you seem to be scared. You know, like you could just be playing way more aggressively. And that's already what
Yeah.
we saw from the stats. Just like the stats really paint that picture already. Let's see your damage as well in this game. Okay, you're actually at decent damage, I have to say. Would have expected it to be lower. But yeah, it's just some of this damage, of course, wasn't super impactful because it didn't lead to a kill. Maybe, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Then also, I think generally your awareness just needs to improve, like in a lot of ways. Like first of all, awareness about enemy abilities. You'll see there's a bunch of situations where you just reacted in like very wrong ways or just not at all to enemy abilities. So really try to, and that's the kind of thing where I said maybe it's just because you haven't played the game for like absolute like 8 years or something, like some of us. You know, like you started in COVID. It's still a few years ago, of course, but it's not the longest time.
Yeah.
Although like COVID was like what? When did it start? 5 years ago at this point. Oh shit.
I started playing like midway through 21, so
Okay. So not even that long
two
then.
and a half
Okay.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's some time, of course, but it's definitely in a way where it's excusable that you don't have perfect awareness of enemy abilities. But it's a like active effort, I guess. You know, thinking about what can the enemy do, and it's also something I only literally started doing like 2 years ago, let's say, but it did make me improve a lot. You know, I think here even like just skill W. You know, just skill W, let him walk in here, and then you might even kill him. You know, you will definitely force his flash right away, and then you might even kill him because like your W stuns for a long time. You know, but like this is
So
what.
usually I just I would already have my Q
Because of
skilled,
Raptor's
and I would
path,
just
yeah.
and I'd proc the electrocute straight away, slow him, and then we could, between the two of us, maybe we kill him, but it's never guaranteed, I guess.
Yeah, but with the full clear, you want to start W generally.
Yeah.
And then another actually big general note, I guess, especially for the early game, but in general, like you need to look at your lanes more. I already told you this in game. Like in your first clear here, you didn't look at the lanes a single time, and I will show you exactly when you need to look. Now you need to start looking top. I wrote that down already. Like now, whoops.
Yeah.
Just like now you need to look top and you need to see if they traded. Like they didn't trade here, so you probably you will not probably you will definitely get to the decision of saying, okay, I won't gank top here, but you didn't even get that option. You know, like
Okay, so you're already making your mind up now on
yeah,
wolves whether you think you're gonna gank top.
exactly, because
Okay.
here is the decision. Like here is the point where you need to decide: do I go straight top or do I keep clearing? You know.
Yeah.
But you didn't even have that option because you just chose to clear right away, anyways. And then you could also go mid, of course. Of course, this guy's under tower, so you won't go there anyways. Not with this HP. But you know, like
But I
you
didn't look.
just, as I said, you played with a blindfold basically because you just didn't even look. You just
Yeah.
went there basically mindlessly and just cleared. And you see now they actually did trade a little bit, but you still didn't look top. And another thing I actually wrote down for like general notes is when you see two champions on the minimap being close, just look there, you know, just look there. It means they're fighting basically every single time. So just look there. See how the HP are like looking and see if you can maybe have an impact. That's a very big thing. And that's something you need to do throughout the whole game, basically. And another thing also just like after deaths, for example, if you see someone dying, Just look there, see the HP, both from your team and both and from the enemy team.
Yeah.
Of course, from
Yeah,
your
yeah,
team you
yeah.
can see it like in the sidebars and whatever, but you also need to look there, you know. So maybe you just don't look at the minimap in general enough. I don't know. I obviously don't know what your eye movement is, but as a jungler, you basically don't need to look at your screen as much as other roles. You know, you have a lot of time where you're just playing PvE, so you can just look at the minimap the whole time, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Then here, this is the first time where I wrote down, "Don't be so scared." Like literally, don't be so scared. This guy is level 3. You know, like right now, I would just go in.
Yeah.
I would just
Yeah.
he used absolutely everything. He doesn't have a jump anymore. You play electrocute for the fact that it actually gives you some early power. You have a level advantage here.
Yeah,
This
literally
guy
get him down to half
you,
health.
you
Yeah,
have a
be on
level
half health,
advantage,
and then
health advantage. This guy doesn't even have flash. We know that because he had to flash here in the early game. You literally would have killed him here. And this guy's not even healthy either.
yeah.
So just place your W, engage on him here. You will win this 2v2 10 out of 10 times. So this is already like a thing you just didn't punch. And then even here, like this guy, we see him walking up, like just E on him. Your arena is right next to you. Don't be scared. And like just this is what I mean with like awareness kind of is you need the awareness that these guys can't even CC you. So even if you don't win this, you should still go for the
I
trade.
can still just flash out or get out.
Fuck,
Yeah, yeah,
fuck
yeah.
flash out.
Yeah,
You will
that's
just
something I
proc.
don't think about.
Not even flash out. You will just proc your passive and walk away. Like there's nothing they can do. You know, most champions
Yeah.
actually
He
can't
doesn't have
punish
bolt
you.
yet, obviously. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
this is just way too passive. And
I
then
did
now,
get flogged via Kha'Zix earlier, so yeah, okay. But you're right, I'm a
yeah,
level up, I'm health up,
yeah.
yeah.
And this
I
guy, I
had
don't know
flash
what
if
kind
I
of
need
clear
it.
this even is. Like this guy's a criminal. You're so like you should have won this game. And I even said this. I think like you're lucky this guy had 0 impact. I think he had like 3 kill participations at 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But like letting these kind of things go unpunished is definitely just, you know, like it just adds a lot of snowball potential if you just punish this kind of stuff, or you need to just find these situations. This was a pretty obvious situation. And then here again, you didn't look mid. You didn't look mid. Like you can easily make the decision to just go mid here before clearing, because that's what I already said in game as well. Your camps will be up afterwards. Like Kha'Zix is in no position to ever invade you here. Your camps will be there afterwards. So like literally just go mid here. He doesn't even have wind wall anymore.
Yeah,
So
well, I did expect Kha'Zix to back, but yeah,
who cares about Kha'Zix in this situation anyways? You will win the 2v2. You have spent your gold. This guy hasn't. Like, or he has spent way less gold, let's say. So just go, like, path mid here. Go around, whatever. The way this guy's playing is a complete free kill. He never expects to get ganked here, apparently. But you couldn't even gank because you didn't look. And then also other thing actually I wrote down here, like, go to the crab first. Always go to the crab first here. Yeah, it's only the first crab. It's not the most valuable one, but we basically knew 100% that it was up because you fought the Kha'Zix up here, right? So he wasn't down here. And it's very unlikely
but that goes into the same thing you said before. I didn't, in my head at that moment, think we won the 2v2. So I assumed Kha'Zix would be mid, but I didn't even, I mean, would be at that scuttle, but I didn't even...
Doesn't stop assuming, just check, you know, like, you just walk up and here until here, you will see, and it costs you like 3 seconds, you know, and if it is up, then you can get it, you know, it's a very big win and very small loss for you, basically, like, or not very big win, but it's a small win and low risk, low risk mid reward, let's call it. And then here, like, you let this guy bully you, like, why do you ever let this guy bully you? This is the kind of invades people seem to struggle with, but this is just completely legal. Like, literally punish this guy. He's in your jungle, your team could move, but you also didn't ping in this situation. I know it's like...
They would never move.
No, they would, like, don't assume that. Don't try, like, that's just like defeatist mentality, just saying that they would never move. Yeah, maybe they might not move, then you can be mad, but...
As soon as I see the, you know, we saw that bloom give vision, and I'm expecting Kha'Zix to invade.
Yeah, that's correct.
I'm just immediately checking what items he's got, what level he is, can I fight him, and then
just at this point you can fight him. Like, you will definitely not die, you know, like he might be able to steal this away from you if he does, like, he times his Q well and whatever, but don't be scared. Like, this showed me the way you played this, we will see. You're just scared, like, you're not even thinking about interacting with him. And actually also quite a mistake here. When we see this scuttle, just don't use your E, you know? Like, always... and also don't use your W. Okay, now I think he used the... Yeah, okay, that was unlucky, I guess. that you had used your
Straight
W.
after.
But still, like even without the W, you don't
Save
need to
your
be super
abilities.
scared here. And then just like ping, like even ping directly. I guess we see this. Just spam ping, and maybe the Lulu will move or whatever, and then you could maybe punish him. Probably not. He's quite like far away, but still, like it's just missing. It's just something that doesn't cost you anything, and it might lead you to something. But definitely don't use every ability if you expect him to invade. You know, just keep your abilities, auto attack, and like proc your passive and whatever, but don't spam all your abilities when you expect to get invaded. And then again, like you're not looking top, you know. Like sure, the wave is not great for ganking here, but you're just not looking there. And then here, for example, is a great scenario to just lane gank. I think you are even looking for
Yeah, I
gank
was
here.
looking at going, and then I just turned back because he's sitting under
Yeah,
turret
and
and he's
here you're
boy.
also just. I mean, yeah, actually here it was fine to not go top because she got like the solo kill, but definitely just like look. I think here you were actually looking top now that I think
Yeah,
about it.
I was thinking about it.
But
But that was
if she,
after you told
yeah,
me to start looking at my
if
lane.
she wasn't getting the solo kill here, this would be a good time to go for a lane gank. And there's a later opportunity where you should have went for a lane gank. Okay, here, yeah, you go top. So this Kha'Zix is just like, I don't know, he has this mindset that he needs to invade. Apparently, these are not good invades. You can see he's literally getting nothing. It's just bad.
He's wasting time. Yeah.
And then here, but you're also wasting time. You see, like, you're just so undecided. Why don't you just go? You have full vision. You at least
I
go into
never
this
liked
brush.
that. Hey. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
you're
like you
right.
ended up doing, but you could have just went there right away. You have full info that this is not worth it. Just go as deep as possible, as early as possible. You're standing back here, giving them chance to turn around. You know, like you might miss an opportunity because of this.
Yeah.
So just there's zero reason
I've
to
actually
not
got
just.
nothing else to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And then here,
And then I
first
fucked
of
this
all,
up. This should have been a double kill.
I don't know if it should have been because they have like the problem here, and this is why I sometimes even say I think playing jungle in lower elos can be more difficult than in higher elos, is that people just don't play the game, you know? Like they don't play, they have not interacted with each other a single bit. In higher elos, you will find that people actually are low HP sometimes on lane, so getting kills as a jungler is much easier. But of course, I think you could have definitely forced their sums right away and then maybe dove them or something. One mistake here, just like place. This is also awareness. Part of awareness is just awareness of when they can see you. So just try to place a W from outside of vision. It's gonna be much more potent than. And then also what I wrote down here is just place W deeper.
Yeah. So it's kind of you're right. Like I didn't know though if these guys were going to go aggro and actually push into my jinx. So I sort of waited till they could see me so that they would run off and time that they would land in it.
No, but that's not good. just place your W from outside of vision, and you will like have a much higher
place
chance.
it on them, like right now before they can see me. Place it.
Just place it a little bit behind because you know that as soon as you will step in, they will turn around. You know. So see, like now you could place it right here, for example, and then you will step into their vision. They will 100% turn around, run away, and then you might catch them. You know. So just adapt it to that. You know. Don't the argument you made here is not an actual argument. You know, saying you want them to see that you place it so they run away, and then also the way you did it. If you just look at their movement speed,
place it, but yeah, I want to predict that they're actually going to turn back because, like, so often
they will turn back. They will turn back even if you don't place a W. That's the thing. They will turn back as soon as they see you. And then you still have like if they don't turn back, then they're just overextended anyways, and they're dead. You know.
Yeah.
So like then they will die no matter what because they're not running away. And then I mean. You just didn't place W deep enough here. You need to look at their movement speed. They're quite fast, and you can see like you just didn't even slow them. You should have just placed it. Like if you are actually in a position where you need to place it inside of vision, just always place it a bit deeper. Generally, I would say. Yeah. So like here, I would have literally placed it like here. Even you could even place it expecting their flash. You know, like we need to expect that their flash is up here, which it is. So in that way, you will just cut off their way. And here, you really didn't cut off anything. I mean, at least you did get the shield yourself, but it's just not enough to get the kill here. And then here I also wrote down like take the small win, and leave. You know, you stay here.
Just get out. Yeah.
There's nothing more to gain here unless they're trolling. Like this E on here is not really achieving much. And I mean, you would have lost the blue no matter what, so we can't really say you lost the blue for it, but
This guy's
definitely.
been in there that whole time, and all he got was
Yeah,
a blue
he
buff.
did the. This is just a pretty random invade. Like, I've not been invaded like this a single time ever. This is just kind of
Yeah,
a.
yeah. Welcome,
It's not a big
welcome
win
to
for him,
O's.
you know. He's literally losing more by not clearing his jungle. You know, that's up.
Yeah,
He's such a small gain from him. And then here you definitely need to just stop the Grump and try to see if you can help here. Like,
yeah.
actually, just go here
Like,
now, you know? Go in this brush now and see, because they're so low, you might be able to at least flash on them. But you didn't even consider that. At this point, you just gave them full info that you're not coming. Of course, you don't know that this is worded, but you just, you know, you just go clear here instead of going here. I mean, yeah, okay, your team, they pushed, so you probably wouldn't have achieved much, but in general, I think in these situations, if you move there right away, you might definitely get something. Like, especially because this guy actually went really low and had to flash away. So if
yeah.
you ping on your way now, they might stop pushing. You know, that's the kind of communication you need to have.
Yeah. I definitely need to play more as a team. I do think that I just completely ignore I use my own CC, you know, I do play for myself quite a lot. Which is probably a mistake now that I'm getting to the elo where people do know how to play as a team.
Nah, stop. Like, they don't.
Kinda?
They don't.
Kinda?
No. Like, yes, maybe they will use their abilities and stuff, but it's really not like that. You still need to just rely on
Yeah.
your own stuff. That's not really not the takeaway here. It's just like, yeah, obviously think about what your teammates can do, but don't expect them to do it properly. And sometimes you might not even know what properly is anyways, because you probably don't play those most of the champs, right? Like,
Yeah.
so
Sometimes
like,
you know, you get those really good synergies with some players, and you just like
yeah, for example,
set
I
up
think you should have
CC.
like you should have used the synergy just champ-wise with the Riven way more in this game, especially because this guy seemed
Yeah.
to like he popped off, right? He was very fat at some point. Should have played way more. Like,
Yeah.
it's a very I love playing with Rivens, you know. They don't even need to be very good. It's just great CC setup for you to hit your W basically. Yeah, sure, Ornn is
Yeah.
not the best gank champ or best champ to gank, but still, like,
Yeah.
this guy managed to solo kill him, so you could have definitely just farmed some kills on top for yourself as well. So here, I guess clearing is fine, but like now is perfect time to go for a lane gank after clearing. Like, perfect time,
Yeah.
genuinely. Yes,
Okay,
because
so that's something I would never go for. Because
see,
I'm like, okay, you know, I've watched Agurin, so he's like, you know, guaranteed 100 gold by getting my Krugs.
yes, no,
Guaranteed
after
maybe
the crux, I'm
40%.
saying.
Oh, straight after. Sorry. Okay.
After,
Yeah, cool.
yeah, that's
Alright.
the
I
I
think now I've
think
got to the point where my CS is pretty good, so I can
exactly.
probably afford
But
to
your
do a little
CS
bit
will be
now.
10 times better if you get some kills and then clear next time, you know? But like, why would you E over here?
Yeah.
Anyways, like, it never E over here. I didn't even notice that in game. But like, these kind of E's,
Yeah.
they give you nothing. You literally gained like half a second of speed on the map and you lost like 10 seconds of where you can't engage, basically. And then again,
Yeah.
this won't work anymore, but if you would have pinged, I'm on my way into this brush, you know? I'm on my way. Then she would have stopped pushing, unless she's an absolute moron, you know? But you need to have that kind of communication with your team. Like, in this game, you actually didn't ping nearly as much as the stats showed. Maybe because you were like not as focused or something or whatever. But like, this is the way you need to communicate effectively with your team. Just like, now I'm on my way into this brush, and then she will stop pushing and see like the Ornn will be somewhere here. You place W, Riven engages, stuns him. He's stunned for a long time. GG, you know. And now you just lost out on another opportunity, and I think here you were like thinking about doing Herald or something.
Yeah.
Which I think
Riven
is
had a bit prior.
and like now you could still even look for a like dive, because she has ignite up, she has ult up, everything, you know.
Yeah.
But you need to ping for this kind of stuff. You can't assume that your team is thinking about that by themselves. Especially not in this elo. But yeah, this is definitely diveable as well, you know. But for diving, which there was a later point where you said like, oh, we could dive, but you didn't even get into the position. For diving, you need to just get into here. And also, don't E over here, just walk around, because you want to have your E up in
E over
case.
that wall.
Yeah.
And
then
you
here.
E over? I think like that, so, yeah.
What?
I was gonna say, do you E over that wall from that grass area in the beyond Gromp, just here? So do you set up?
You mean here?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Do you
You
E over that, or do you
with
run
rocket.
in and then E to?
No. Definitely place your W from outside of vision every single time. No reason to like step out here. And then I guess it just really depends on what the enemy is doing. Like sometimes they might already be retreating when your top laner is starting to dive. Like there's no clear answer to this. Another thing I wrote down here though is just do the crap. Always do the crap before Herald here. I think first of all, like, let's see how much gold you have. Okay, you don't have too much gold here. So I think doing Herald is actually okay, especially because he just did Drake, so we know he's on bot side. But there's many reasons to do the crap here. Like, actually, especially because it's Yasuo, but like, this is not even something I thought about, but I just saw now. Like, first of all, you will get level 7 here, so you want that. Then second of all, you will get vision. Here, it's just like, you wouldn't even have to place this ward. And
I placed that because I'm going to lose it anyway once I get the Herald.
So yeah, that's fine. That's not a mistake or anything. I'm just saying, if you just clear the crap here, you will have some vision that's going to give you some amount of security. And then also, if you do fight, you will just have movement speed, you know? Yeah, which is helpful.
Movement speed, yeah. Yeah, I remember you saying that a while back. And I started doing it, but then I noticed that people, you know, the amount of time it takes me to take the crab, I could have almost taken the Herald in that time.
No, that's bullshit. It takes you such a short amount of time. Like, it takes you, like, a passive proc and then a bunch more auto attacks, basically. And then, but actually, like, the third small reason here is that you gave him a free Q stack, actually, which makes him have a knock-up here in this fight already, which he wouldn't have otherwise.
I was thinking if I had taken the crab, and the reason why he was checking it was he was just there because he was trying to kill the crab, he would have seen that it was taken already and backed off. I would have got the Herald too. Yeah,
but like, that's not a reasoning anyways. But then here also, I said this in game, just ult, you know, like just ult. And now especially like ult. I mean, now it would have maybe actually missed, but and then here ult as well again. Don't even give him these kind of chances, and then you even die for it because you just held your ult. Just like, I understand that these kind of ults are good. You don't need to last hit with your ult or anything. You just want to hit it so you can deal damage. You know, and your team is around you, so you just finish this guy off right away and nothing even happens, you know, the Ornn probably won't even ult. Like, take these ults every single time. I think if you ult now, it might actually miss because he's gonna get pulled there, but, you know, like, just ult and get that free hit. And now ult again.
For, like, now. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, your ult also applies a passive proc. It doesn't matter when you proc your passive, you know? You just need to proc it.
Yeah.
You don't need to proc it with your ult. Like, yeah, sure, then it's the biggest burst, but you're not looking to get the biggest burst at this point in time. You're just looking to deal as much damage as possible.
Do damage. Yeah.
So that actually made you die.
I keep my ult. Yeah, I think that might be a problem. I do hold my ult a bit, but I do like it as a, you know, it gives me health back. So if it's a prolonged fight, I save it because
sometimes that might be right,
if I get down to shit all health, then
not in this situation, you know. In this situation, you would have just killed him right away. You don't need to heal.
Yeah.
Just think if you actually do need to heal. Yeah, if you can get that value out of it, it's good. But like, this ward was actually quite solid for them, honestly. I have to say, I've never seen anyone play that ward. But it's like, it gave them constant info when you're here, I'm pretty sure. So, definitely a solid ward. Here, you need to look mid right away, you know, when you see them. Especially Yasuo, of course. If Yasuo is close to Orianna, it means they're engaging. And then here also, there's no reason for you to walk mid. I mean, they would have spotted you no matter what and stuff, but there's no reason for you to really walk mid here.
Yeah, I was thinking he was just going to take another plate in front of my face, so I thought I'd better push him off.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if he does that, though, you can still move, you know? You can still move afterwards.
Yeah.
Here, this flash was very wasted. And then also, you didn't use smite, and here it made you miss out on the kill. So here, you did actually react, it was good. See, the W was good as well. All you need to do now is E over, smite him. So he's slowed. And then, like, the flash didn't even achieve anything anyways. And then here, the whole time you have smite up, man. You have smite up and this guy is low and he's just slightly out of range from the Orianna.
Yeah, fuck.
But the flash and the flash, of course, is completely wasted because you're literally in E range already here. You know, you're literally in E range.
I sort of committed to the flash before she ulted, so that's just my.
That's still not good. That's still not good. Like, and the big reason is just like, you don't even need to proc your W as quickly as possible here at all. Like, just wait until this guy wants to walk back, and then you can proc it. So this flash was like not even just wasted, it was genuinely bad because it made you proc your passive too early. so he didn't get
Yeah,
stunned.
exactly.
Like, this should have been a
And it made
kill
him,
10 out of 10 times, and he even had a shutdown, so this was like
yeah.
probably one of the biggest mistakes he did in this game. And then here this
Oh,
guy
he
just jumped over.
jumped over into the bush. That's why I didn't see him.
And even now you don't need to be so scared. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't commit to a whole fight. But like, and also another small mistake again, like don't disvalue your E as much as you do. Like, don't E in this brush.
Into that, yeah.
Because imagine Kha'Zix is in there. It's just bad,
Yeah.
you know? Then you're just helpless. You need to ult out right away. If you walk in here and you still have your E up, you can at least like Q auto attack and then E away or something, you know? Or like proc passive depending on how healthy you are and then run away. But like, you don't want to E in these brushes and make you vulnerable. Especially not in these matchups, you know? Again, awareness. Just like this kind of awareness. Against certain champs, you just need to play differently. But then also you don't need to be like, I mean, it's fine. As I said, I don't think you should be committing into a fight here or anything, but you also don't need to be scared. You could definitely look to just trade with him a little bit. And then maybe you would have even died here, actually.
What are his items? Can you check his items? Like, should I have known that?
Oh, he actually even died, though.
Yeah, he's...
I mean, yeah, you don't want to commit into fighting. You're also not super strong, but still. Then here it's just a little bit of an awkward base. Just, you know, there is so many opportunities for you to get kills, and it would have already enabled you to have Rocket Belt. You're just not taking a lot of them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. That's good.
Okay. And this guy is just like, this guy is so fucking clueless. It makes me so mad. Look, this is so much time that he's wasting, and that's why he had no impact, by the way. Like, that's why he literally had no positive impact for his team. Because he had this game plan of like, oh, I'm playing against Ekko, I need to invade him constantly. Like, this is so bad what he's doing. And here, like, just go, you know? I think this actually worked out for you, right? You got the kills here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, fucking me. Because I was gonna...
Did you?
Like I was gonna flash.
Nah, actually you didn't. Ah, no, you did fight them here, I guess.
Yeah, and then Kha'Zix come out of my jungle.
But here again, like, so scared. Why are you Eing away like this? Never E away. Like, if you E away like this, you're instantly not gonna have impact for the next 10 seconds. Because you can't reach anyone, you know? Like, you want to hold your E.
Yeah.
And
my thoughts, I'm just like trying to not soak too much damage because I'm already half
But
health,
you're already not gonna soak damage by if you just keep walking. Because this guy can't just chase, you know? He's gonna get attacked by your team then as well. But now you just can't do shit because you eat away, you know? And you can't dodge the W because you eat away.
Just walking into a W, yeah.
Just a lot of things that this disables you. Yeah. Like, your E actually, now even looking at this again, like, you waste your E a lot. Like, it makes you miss out on a bunch of stuff as well. And then you're kind of forced to place the Herald. And like, now just leave, you know? Now just leave. You don't need to stay here. You made sure the wave is like cleared so this guy can charge. Just go to your jungle. You don't need to stay here. These are like every second after, like, let's say 1330 is wasted. Like, after he cleared this wave, like, literally now you can turn around and leave. Your team's gonna like manage to clear. So like, it was not even that much here. You did actually go, but like, it was still, let's say, 15 seconds wasted. And it adds up, you know, it adds up. And here also, like, this indecisiveness.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, leave the ward here if you want.
This is not how I usually play. But yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, definitely don't, like, no reason to, like, you're not gonna do Drake here. Your whole jungle is up as well. No. It's so much gold for you to be generated.
I would usually know roughly where Kha'Zix would be, and I'm just almost miss my W on the Gromp. Yeah.
Whatever.
But no, cool, noted.
And then here again, like, just decisive, just like, and you didn't even, like, you showed here even for no reason. Of course you didn't know it was worded, but there's generally no reason for you to ever path like this. Just like, go up here, clear.
Yeah, that you shouldn't even see me. Yeah.
Like, just clear. I literally wrote down, like, just clear. The whole, like, you just want to get your rocket build also at this point, honestly. And then here again though, like, just clear doesn't mean, like, these are, you need to think of these things as like the break points where you really make a big decision where you go. Because here again, I think you could have just went top. Literally just go here. And then also, actually, I wrote down, I think, yeah, first of all, I wrote down here before. Here, you can see the way you're posturing. I know you're, like, thinking about contesting Dragon. I just know, you know? Because you're going down here. If you were not thinking about it, you would just be here. So, I wrote down, like, don't even think about it. Like, why would you even think about it? You're not gonna do it. Your bot lane is lower. We know that. The Kazakhs, we know that he could have had a reset here. And also Yasuo is very strong at this point. We saw him moving in here. Like, don't even think about it. Just, you need to, like, becoming a good player also needs, like, you just need to accept sometimes that you need to give things up, you know? And, like, just make the next best play, basically. There's really, really no reason. And then here, again, like, this is something that will happen throughout the whole game. You just need to see if you, I mean, not in the late game, you're not really pathing the same way anymore there, but now you still need to look, do I go top here or do I keep clearing? You know? And you could easily just go top here.
Would you go right now? Would you go top?
Yeah, 100%.
I would never, even if I saw that. Really?
See, like if you, especially if you, yeah, because you didn't look top, that's why you couldn't even make that decision.
Yeah,
look,
but
this
even if
this guy's half HP.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's definitely, but that's something. That's why I guess I can help you in this coaching session, because you will know in the future that this is for sure killable. Yeah, this guy's a tank, but first of all, he only has armor, but you're first of all a magic damage champion. That's why it's also nice to play with Riven, because usually they won't be able to build against both. And then also he's low, so your W passive, you know about it, right? With the 30% that your attacks do more. So if someone is low, even if he's a tank, you will deal considerable damage. So, like, here, first of all, you should anyways just go to the crab first. Because it's very likely that it's up here. I think we saw it spawning. So go there first because it's contested area. Here's another general thing actually I wrote down also. Just, like, contest crabs more. Or, like, prioritize them more.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they are higher priority because they're a neutral camp, basically. And then here, like, just look. Imagine if you had just pathed here. This guy's half HP. You just sneak in here. You place a nice W. You kill him. And especially because you're Ekko, you have your ult, you know? And now you're just going for this...
I walk in there and Kazakhs is in his jungle. Because we haven't seen him.
Yeah, if he is there, then you just leave, you know?
Wasted 10, 15 seconds?
No, like,
yeah,
does that
add up?
No, not really. Like, at least you tried something. And also, honestly, in my experience, it just doesn't even happen that often. Because imagine if you're the Kazakhs here, would you just randomly go here in this situation? Probably not. Like, if anything, you just walk through here or whatever.
Be on Gromp passing away, or
either you would just be clearing, or you would, if you want to go for a gank, you go through the river, and that means you will meet him here anyway, so you won't even, like, waste that much time, you know? You won't even waste that time standing in here or something. It's just not a realistic scenario, you know? Like, in reality, it will happen that either you will meet him, like, here, or you just won't meet him at all because he's, like, clearing here or whatever. Or you will see that he's clearing the Grump, and then you might have to make the decision, okay, sure, let's not go for the dive. Or you just go for it very quickly, and the Kazakhs won't even be able to do, like, join up anyways, because this guy is quite low. So, you know, I mean, there's a lot of variables to it, but... I think also another, like, side effect of just going for the crab first here is you're gonna be closer to the lanes anyways. So you might just be more inclined to gank them because of that. Just because of that alone. Okay. If you see someone being low. Like, this guy is so killable.
I'm not wasting time by going to the crab, but still... you know,
no, like, going to crab is never really a waste of time. You just check for it, and then if it's not there, you literally wasted, like, 5 seconds or whatever, and you just go back. But that's a waste of time that's very acceptable because you get good info for it, you know? And also, you know that the crab has, like, a timer above it, basically. That's also good info. It basically, if it's very fresh, you know that the enemy jungle is around here. So that's a very valuable info anyways. So that alone makes it never really a waste of time. Unless you 100% know that the jungle cleared or whatever, you don't need to check it, but... that's not always the case. And here I think you said, can we dive, you know? But you're... And first of all, you don't need to dive, because you have Riven here, she can CC and whatever. But if you would go for a dive, again, like, you would go from here and not from here. Like, this is not a dive. How are you gonna dive? He's just gonna run away down here, you know? And then here you, again, awareness. You just played around his abilities very bad. Like, you stepped into his E here. Or not, you didn't even step, you E'd into his E here. Literally the only reason he ever lived here. All you had to do is throw a Q.
Stuff that I don't think about. This is actually stuff that I don't think about too well. I think you define this as actually mechanics.
Like, it's part of mechanic. It's part of having good mechanics, I guess, is having, like, good awareness. And, like, you need better awareness about this kind of stuff. And also your W, I think, needs to be closer to the wall. Just the way he's standing here, you just need to cut off his way here. You know, Ornn is not a mobile champion or anything. He's only gonna run down to his tower, so... This W could have been much better, but that's not even what made him live, you know? All you had to do here, literally, throw Q, wait for him to use his E or whatever. Not even wait, like just don't E in like you did here. Like if you had not E'd, like even now, if you just had your E up still, you would have been able to follow him, you know? Even after flashing out, even after getting knocked up, everything. Like this went so horribly wrong in a way where it should have never went. And then this guy actually wanted to die. He begged you to kill him, basically.
Yeah. If I
Literally,
had E, he's just dead.
you will have E again, but like smite, you need to smite him here. If you smite him here, he's dead. Like I'm pretty sure you're in smite range. No, I mean,
like
he's not.
200
He's
health.
not. No, not dead from like the damage of smite, but dead because he's slowed, and then you can hit your Q, and then you're probably gonna get your E up again and this kind of stuff, you know. So like this guy is massively disrespecting you here. I think if you instead of throwing Q, you could have taken another step forward, smite it, and then hit Q, and then maybe also Riven could have reached, you know. So like, she still had flash up here as well. So
what is the
and then here I think you can't really keep tanking the tower because Kha'Zix is here, which you didn't know, but I think that's definitely the sensible thing to do. So now you just lost a lot of tempo because this gank didn't go your way when it really should have. Like it should have went your way 10 out of 10 times.
Really, I should be ganking more to get better. Well, not ganking.
Yeah, that's actually another thing.
Yeah,
you should. Yeah, exactly. You should because it will improve you.
Ganking.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%. You should be. Like and also like the first situation you already right. Like just go for these trades and you will find that you might actually be able to get kills there. You know, and understand that you will never die. Like you will actually never die in these kind of trades.
Yeah.
I think you did get them right. Yeah. W was a little bit too deep. Which is okay, like this W I wouldn't even say is a big mistake. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit too deep, and I think you could have tried to go for the proc.
Yeah.
Then here, your ult was good, like it hit all of them, or both of them. Or no, it didn't, but it hit the Kha'Zix, which was important to kill here. And then you did get them, so that was good. And at this point you're actually quite strong.
That wasn't... Yeah.
You're quite ahead.
Pretty shit, though.
Yeah, it could have been better, but
right
it's completely fine.
Right now, I literally could have gone straight for Beastall. Oh, we didn't say yes, actually.
Here, what I wrote down, just recall. Like, recall here. Don't do Herald.
Yeah.
First of all, it's second Herald. It's not worth as much. And then you have so much gold to spend. And he's just taking a long time, and, like, we don't even know about this guy recalling, so he could also just be walking top or something and contesting you. So, like, this Herald here, mistake. Even though you get it, it's a mistake. Like, do you even get it? Yeah, you do, right? No, you didn't. Okay, you didn't even Herald, but you also don't need to. Like, you're not the janitor.
I cleared that ward. There was a ward there, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not the janitor. Like, don't clear that ward. Who cares if it's warded? Just recall here. You need that tempo. Like, there's so much time you're wasting here. Literally, now you need to recall. Like, after this, you need to recall. Go in this brush or whatever. Just recall. At 60-30. You're wasting another 25 seconds before you start recalling for no reason. And at that time, you could have literally already started pathing bot, you know, with the rocket belt and whatever. Like, sure, as I'm saying, like, these guys, they really just didn't play the game. Both bot. Look at the 0-0-0 17 minutes. Wow. I mean, I'm sure that's not even the average case, right?
Game.
Yeah, like, that's not the average game for you. So, here, like, this is definitely not average, but this is why I think at this point I actually said you can also set the pace here. So you could just be the one making plays on bot lane. And making sure that it's not 0-0-0. Like, yeah, as I said, like, this is not the easiest lane to gank if they're always full HP, but still. And then here, in this situation, if you really, like, I remember in-game your camera was kind of like this, so you really didn't see exactly what was going on. Or it was, like, on you and then only half on them. And if you really know what's going on, you can just go through here, you know? You know, there's no way this guy can leave. Like, you don't need to path around here in this situation. And now you're just kind of far away, and I think you could have probably saved the Orianna, you know?
Yeah.
But it's whatever, like, who cares?
I proc that passive there, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but, like, and then here, again, mistake, like, no, don't do Herald here. Like, don't do Herald, your bot set is up. Don't do Herald, it's second Herald, it's literally less gold, you know? It's literally less gold, and it's a big time commitment as well. And you might be able to get it afterwards, no matter what, that's another thing, you know? Like, if you just clear there, and the Riven spots them if they want to do it or whatever. Like, first of all, understand that this guy is really behind. You know, he's 2 levels down on you and whatever. So you can't really hard contest it anyways and force you away from it. Like, really, you need to clear first here. It's literally a kill that you're letting on the map. or letting sit on the map. And this is just also not a great time, you know. Top is pushed in. Top is pushed in. Your mid is dead. So this is just not a great time to start Herald. And then like your stats actually show that you do Herald, but maybe you do it actually too much, you know. It's really not that valuable, the second Herald especially. And then also you didn't have ult.
The second Herald is big for me usually, because usually it allows me to get like 1.5 turrets. Because
Yeah, but
there'll
it's...
be a stupid fight going on.
But a lot of the fights... Yeah, a lot of the turrets you might be able to get even without the Herald, you know? If you're just there at the right time. And the time investment here is a lot, you know, and especially if you do fight, you know, and here you even started the fight without ult up, so you were even at a risk of dying. Like, it was pretty close.
Yeah. Well, I ended up getting out and then
definitely a mistake. Yeah, like the Riven carried this fight quite hard here. She was doing very well. I mean, at least you did provide as much as you could here. Definitely good that you didn't mindlessly run into them or something. So yeah, playing like this, I think now plays W as well. Definitely a little bit slow on that, or you didn't even place it at all. Here again, like I wrote down, why were you so scared? Better awareness. You need better awareness of Ornn. Like, what can Ornn do? He can't just one-shot you here at this HP. Only if he has W'd you, you know. But then you can still ult out. But he didn't W. He Q'd and like you turned around and ulted, and your Riven almost died for it, you know. And then did you still Herald?
Okay, so that's the big thing. I just don't know what other champs are capable of.
That's definitely a big thing, yeah. It's for sure gonna help you if you just like. It's also another way of a blindfold, basically. If you just don't know what the enemies do, like
I just be more limit testing, really just testing what champs are able.
Yeah, limit testing is gonna help you a lot actually in like learning what they do and like how much damage each ability does and this kind of stuff. It's gonna for sure improve you the most. I think especially like now you should if you want to keep playing this season, I think just like play the rest of this season to just limit test, because you probably won't care so much about your elo anyways. Like you're probably gonna stay in plat, so
well
yeah, here again.
I don't know what it's. I've got a second account that is gold to that I do on my.
Yeah, you can also do it there. And then here, of course, awareness. Awareness, like, is such a big thing for you. Just like, if you also pressing tab, of course. If you just press tab, I mean, you're not someone that never presses tab, but you could still do it way more. So like, if you press tab here and you see these items, you just know that you can't do this. You're 3 levels down as well. You're not full HP, you don't have ult. Like, this is just a big mistake decision-making wise. And then you don't even prioritize getting into your W, so it was just inting, basically.
Yeah, that's just dumb. Yeah.
And these kind of deaths at this point, they do hurt, you know. It lost you a Drake, it lost you a lot of tempo, and then it lost you blue buff as well that you should have cleared before doing the Herald here, you know. Like, all of this stuff now it was kind of a butterfly effect where it really hurt you a lot that you made a mistake a couple of minutes ago. Okay. Yeah, here it was okay. Like, you got something, whatever. Let's see. Here in a second comes a big thing as well, where the Kha'Zix, for some reason, he thinks he's allowed to invade you. And you're just scared of him. I already said in-game, of course. But you need to see this again, you know? Like, this guy literally has nothing.
I've got ult up. Yeah.
If I see this guy walking up to me like this, my instant reaction is placing an aggressive W somewhere. Placing a W that, if he doesn't respect, he will just get stunned and killed, you know?
Yep.
Like, even now, especially because we saw him use this plant.
He ulted away, so he's ulted away.
No, but also we saw him use this plant, so he's basically just announcing himself like an idiot. So in these situations, you always want to just place your W when this is getting kind of low, you know? Because that's the time where he's probably gonna move in, you know? Yeah, so like, just place a W now. Place a W now. He's probably gonna try to walk up and steal this away. It's like, why is this guy even waiting without smite up? Like, this guy's a criminal. Literally 0 kill participations at 21 minutes and like 0 deaths, man. And like, you see, like this guy, yeah, you probably don't kill him because it's Kha'Zix, you know, he's just gonna jump away like this. But your movement here, just as I said, showed me that you're like scared for some reason. See, like, you're stepping away after you see him. Why you're stepping away, your reaction should be to just E on him, and then he's gonna have to E away and whatever. But it just shows, you know, it just shows some amount of like fear, I guess, that you need to let go of. Like it just, and I think the best way to let go of this fear is just by finding out that you will win a lot of situations by just going for them, and accept the fact that you might int in some, you know, because you maybe can't go.
Yeah.
But like, just go for way more aggressive plays. I mean, you figured it out yourself actually after watching this, right? Like literally just go for way more aggressive plays, especially when ganking or whatever, and you will find out that you can get so many more kills than you actually can. So the thing is, I guess we already did like 2 hours here, basically. I mean, we have like 5 more minutes, so I don't think we have time to go through the rest of the game. But I did make notes with like timestamps, so you can also go through the rest yourself. And I think like the most important stuff is in the early game anyways here, you know, because you can see there's so many opportunities that you just didn't take advantage of, basically. And then I guess let's see if there's any really important stuff in the late game.
Yeah, so mid to late game, what is my priority? It's literally just getting kills.
Getting
and
more
taking
impact,
out
getting...
ADC.
It's like, yeah, having more impact. There's a bunch of opportunities. Let's see. Let's see, for I think one I wrote down here. This is a big one. It's like a Drake fight where you clear the vision here, and let's see what the Jhin does. He knows you're in here. Let's see what he does. At this point, you're strong, right? Like, understand, you're strong. You can kill an ADC at this point. Let's see what he does here. Like, he walks here. You just let it go unpunished, you know? And yes, really, I understand. You might be scared because there's like 3 people down here, but that's what I'm saying. Like, have the awareness. Like, they can't do anything. Yes,
but if
there's...
the Yas hits an ult, I'm just dead. Like, if he hits a Q into ult, I'm dead.
Okay, but like, that's the only thing you need to play around, you know? And you play, and that's not even true because you place your W here before engaging anyways. So you will have a big shield at this point. You will have a what, 800 damage shield. So you might get hit if you don't play around it, which of course you should anyways. But also you can wait. I think he looked like he's probably gonna Q now, and then he doesn't. Yeah, now he doesn't even have the knockup anymore. So it's not even an argument. Oh. So as soon as you see this guy walking around the corner, you place your W, you engage on him. Do a quick rocket blood combo or something. And you can probably even follow up on the Soraka as well. She's also kind of low. And you're strong here, you know? You have a shutdown. Riot is telling you that you're strong here. Which actually we didn't really even know in-game because you didn't press tab enough. But yeah, see, like, you're one of the strongest guys in the game. Only Yasuo is really strong.
I always have the most gold. Yeah, okay.
So, like, this is the kind of stuff in the late game that you need to just punish, you know? Like, don't ever let this go unpunished. And again, as I said...
See him?
Yes, you saw him. We saw him walking. See, like, that's why I wrote it down in game. We can see like red side vision. This is red side vision. So we had a ward here even. So you could have easily planned for this. Yeah. So like, there's so many. Okay. You could have also, if you for some reason want, you could have even let this guy live and just went on the Soraka, you know, place a W over here, go on her or something. Yeah. But like, don't let all of this stuff go unpunished. This is like. Okay. This is the impact you need to have in the late game, and this is again where you probably just never even go for these plays, so you might not even really know that you can. But like, try it, you know, try it. Trust me, try it. Next time you see an ADC walking like this, where he's easily in your range, place a W somewhere. Yeah. Like, always place W. It's also a general note I wrote down for you. Just like place W. There's some fights where you just don't use it. It's a big spell. The reason it has such a long cooldown is because it's so OP, you know, and it provides so much. So, like, just place it here, engage on this guy, you will chunk him to, like, 1 HP probably, and since you have Nashus, you will be able to finish him off. Like, even with the Soraka behind here. So, this is the kind of late-game stuff you need to look out for, I guess. And then I guess we can also skip forward to, like, the fight where you died into Yasuo. Just I want to see you again, how quickly he killed you, basically. Like, this was good, you know, this was good. And now you had the passive, and now you need to just keep running.
Get out.
You know, but instead you just get hit by everything, and this is the kind of... The later the game goes, the more you need to just play cautiously and patiently with your passive, basically, you know? And like, make sure to proc passive, and your cooldowns are not even long, your cooldowns are at this point like 5 seconds long, your E and Q. So just wait them out and just play with them, especially into champs like Yasuo. There's no... And again, this goes back to awareness, where you just need to have the awareness that this guy will completely out DPS you if you let him. So just don't let him, basically. And then here also, like, in these situations, just check with Q and whatever.
I did that. So I would never do that usually, I swear to God. The EOA and Rocket Belt?
Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. Also
Yeah.
scared again, like really scared
Oh,
again.
right. Yeah. I don't know
Especially the
what it
rocket belt.
is.
Like
So,
E, I can kind of understand if
so
you
dumb.
expect him to jump, but like the rocket belt is just
Yeah.
really big waste now because it basically won't allow you to play the game nearly as aggressively anymore for the next 40 seconds. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess most of the other stuff here is not even that important. But I wrote some stuff down. If you have any more questions or whatever, you can also quickly ask them now.
Yeah. All right. So, what did you think of my camera control?
Mm,
Like, other than me not looking at lanes,
yeah, I mean that's definitely part of
is
camera control, of course, but
yeah, but it's sort of during a fight. Like, I sometimes do
no,
see
I
myself
didn't
getting a bit
notice it
lost.
as being like problematic, to be honest. Not
Okay.
really. I would
Cool.
say in that's fine. Like that's not the biggest thing you need to worry about. Not really.
Yeah. Yeah. And then how much impact do you think Red Smite had this game? Because I really missed my Blue
Uh,
Smite, I have to say.
it's okay for you. It didn't have because you didn't fight nearly as much as you should have.
Yeah.
But if you do fight, then you will see that it has impact. Like it will get you a lot of kills. Not just the damage, also the slow. You know, the slow really helps sometimes, especially when you don't
Yeah.
have Q up. You know, sometimes you might be able to E on enemies and slow them in that way, and then like they won't be able to run away from your Q when it comes up again. You know, like they won't be able to run out of range before your Q comes up to slow them. So like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
just trust me that Red Smite is good. Like you don't need to play with it if
Okay.
you don't like it. You can also play Blue Smite. It's not. It's really not a big difference. You know, it's as I'm saying, like Ekko the Nico, he plays with it as well. I'm pretty sure when he goes jungle. So it's definitely not like an illegal smite to take or anything like that at all. But I personally think Red Smite is stronger at this point. But yeah, I can see like Ekko the Nico, very good Ekko player. He plays with
So
it.
how does
So
he use it? Why does he? Why do you think
I don't
he
know. I
uses it?
guess he likes the
What?
movement speed.
Yeah.
I mean, movement speed is a good stat
Because
on
usually I
Ekko.
find, yeah, for sure. Like I think that's why you run one of the reasons you run Lichbane, and I avoid
Mm,
that, so I sort of try to make up for it. But if I use Relentless Hunter, that
yeah,
I'm
always.
sure I can adapt to. But I've also find that if I'm fed,
He,
which usually I can get pretty fed in the early game, then I don't need Red Smite as much because I'm just
It's a
typically just trying to
that's
one
a like
shot.
that's a thing you can't really say. Like yeah, sure, in some games where you're really fat, you might not, but in other games where you're like just a little bit ahead, it might actually allow you to 1v1
Makes a
certain
difference.
champs. You know, like especially those
All right,
fighter
cool.
champs. You know, like fighter champs especially. I think the red smite helps the most against. But yeah,
Yeah,
you can see Ekko the Nico, for example. He goes blue smite and relentless hunter. So
yeah.
it's definitely something you can do. He also goes attack speed.
He
So
does.
you
He's got a 2 minute Dark Seal as well.
yeah, as I said, I think
And maybe
he does the
going
Raptors
throughout
path.
as well.
He does it most of
Yeah.
the time, I think. But as I said, I think it's because he has a plan. You know, he's more of a plan than most of us. So
Yeah. Okay.
it's just and I'm also not even saying Raptors path is bad, but of course I'm giving
Yeah.
you the tips here that I can give you. So I think in my recent experience, the full clearing has felt way more consistent and like better to get into the game. And of course, and I just want to give you like my whole setup basically that I know is working for me, and I'm more than certain is gonna or it could work in your elo, of course.
Yeah.
Anyways, but
Cool.
like
Okay. Nice.
setup is only like let's say 5% of your
Yeah.
helping you win. It's really
Learning to play around it.
way more about decisions and
Yeah.
playing aggressive and this kind of stuff. So just pick
Cool.
one setup that you like and stick to it, I guess, to really learn your limits. And yeah, I guess biggest takeaway from this session, just like start playing aggressive, find out your limits. You're gonna improve on your own a lot. Like I'm more than certain of it. There's a lot of things you do right already,
Hmm.
champion wise, but it's just like there's so many opportunities you're just not taking advantage of. Yeah, I mean I've
Yeah.
emphasized that enough, I guess. So yeah,
Okay.
if you have no more questions, I
Cool.
guess we're done here.
Yeah.
So
No, thanks, man. I'll play a few games now and just see. Yeah, get to know what other champions can do. I guess like keep that in mind.
yeah, that's
Um,
another big thing, definitely.
I don't review games that much, so maybe I need to like really sit back and just think, you know,
Hmm.
this guy can do this as I engage, and I just it's not like with the obvious champs it is like if I'm trying to gank a Morgana and a Jin or whatever, you know, I know to look out for traps and Morgana Q and Jin W before I, you know, get close.
Yeah.
But with the champs that aren't played as frequent, it's not natural. So
You just
I
need
think
to do it
having
with every
Morgana is
champ, and
fine.
it's gonna be some like active brain power, especially in the beginning, 100%.
Yeah,
But if you actually want to improve, you just need to invest that, I guess. Like that's just how it is.
yeah.
But yeah, that's
Makes
definitely
sense.
another big thing for you to improve, for sure. Just
Yeah.
this every kind of awareness, but especially the awareness of enemy abilities.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.